Maybe John Wick is the guy you're sent to kill Baba Yaga, but this man, he's the guy you're sent to kill John Wick. Both of them share 3 traits that make them unstoppable. But before we dive into those similarities and the one major difference that makes Karoly takacs even more relentless than John Wick, let's first ask, who was Karoly takacs? Born in Budapest, Hungary in 1910, Karoly grew up with a deep passion for shooting. There's not much information about his family, but one thing's clear: he was obsessed with marksmanship from young age. Competing in national tournaments throughout his teens and early adulthood, he became a national champion before turning 25. And that was just the beginning. His dream? Olympic gold. But there was a catch. Before 1940, a Hungarian military law allowed only officers to compete in the Olympics. So Karoly joined the army, not just to pursue his passion for shooting, but also to secure his Olympic spot. However, in 1936, he was barred from competing because he was still just a sergeant. Only officers could participate. But Karoly didn't give up. He set his sights on the 1940 Olympics. Then, in 1938, disaster struck. During a military training exercise, a defective grenade exploded in his right hand, his dominant hand. The damage was severe. Karoly lost his entire right arm above the elbow. For most people, that would have been the end of their story, the end of a dream. But Karoly takacs wasn't most people. Less than a month after the accident, against his doctor's advice, he started training in secret, using his left hand. For 2 years, he practiced tirelessly without telling anyone. Then, the National Shooting Championship arrived. When Karoly walked into the registration hall, the entire place fell silent. The former champion, now a one-armed man, walked straight to the sign-up desk. Some stirred in shock, others laughed. But Karoly, he signed up anyway. And to everyone's disbelief, he won. Again. Now, his dream of Olympic gold was alive once more. He trained relentlessly, ready for the 1940 Olympics. But then, fate struck again. World War II cancelled the Games. Still, Karoly refused to give up. He trained for the 1944 Olympics. But guess what? That one was cancelled too. By now, Karoly was 38 years old. His injuries had worsened. He had lost hearing in one ear, his vision was deteriorating, and his hands trembled due to nerve damage. Most people would have taken the hint, but Karoly wasn't most people. He trained harder than ever, and in 1948, he finally made it to the Olympics, competing against younger and healthier athletes. His main rival, Carlos Enrique, took one look at him and sneered. "What are you doing here, old man?" Karoly smiled. "I'm here to learn." Then he stepped up, took aim, and won Olympic gold. But that wasn't enough. After waiting 13 years, after losing everything, after defying all odds, he wasn't done. 4 years later, in 1952, he won gold again. And in 1956, he competed one last time. But this time, he faced an opponent he couldn't defeat: time. At 46, he placed 8th and finally retired from competition. But he wasn't done with the sport. He spent the rest of his life training the next generation of champions. But here's the thing, Karoly takacs isn't just remembered for his gold medals. Think about it. If victory wasn't built on contradictions, if struggle and misfortune didn't go hand in hand, you'd never appreciate triumph. If Karoly hadn't faced every possible setback, the military law, the war, the injury that stole his dominant hand, maybe he would have won more gold medals. But maybe we never would have heard his name. Because what made Karoly takacs legendary wasn't just his wins. It was the 4 golden traits that are rarer than ever in today's world: focus, commitment, pure willpower, and an unstoppable level of patience. The same traits that made John Wick a force of destruction in a fictional action movie made Karoly a warrior in real life. He fought not against assassins, but against fate itself. And now, I've got just one question for you. How long are you willing to wait for your dreams? Or better yet, Do you even have the patience of Karoly Takacs?